Hi, this is Walt from Team Midwest Gaming. We have
Tristan.
And what'd you do?
I took Shaddoll Dino to Bloomington Regionals, and I got 10th place. I was
Awesome.
really close to a top 8.
Awesome. Yeah, that's pretty close. Why don't we get into it with the main deck here?
Right on. So, obviously, 3 Overraptor, the Stratos, and Armageddon A of the deck.
Staple.
Yeah, staple. Same with 3 miscellaneous.
Oh,
Effects
God.
are from hand traps or like fog blades in the main phase, stuff like that. And then the grave effect is much more relevant than it used to be, because back then you only had 1.
Right.
But now you can be a lot more like reckless with it, so you have a lot more longevity with the deck too.
Okay.
3 Pankratops. This is a hard go second build, so you need to max out on this as much as possible. There's not a single deck, besides maybe Mystic Mine, where this is bad against. Like every single deck, this puts in a lot of work.
Yeah. It's nice to be able to main or have the archetype and main those.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. For the big dinos, 2 Conductor and 2 Overtex.
All right.
I see a lot of people saying they need 3. The only deck where you would ever possibly need 3 would be Sky Strikers, but generally, like, before the second Conductor hits the field anyways, you know if you've won or lost the game anyways, so it doesn't ever come up. 2 is perfectly fine. Same with the 2 Overtex. You do need 2 though for this build, because you play the Shaddoll engine, and you always need 1 in deck to be able to send for the win to play, because like sometimes that alone is enough to win the game. And then 1 of dinos, the Giant Rex, 1 of each baby. They come up for certain situations. And then the AOLO. Some hand traps, 3 Ash, pretty obvious. And then 3 Veiler. I was really in between about maining Veiler or Ghost Ogre. I sided the Ogres.
Okay.
Because they're very good against the same decks, but in different ways, in different situations. Overall, I felt like Veiler had more utility. Because I wasn't expecting very much Sky Striker here, which did end up being the case. I only played 1 the entire day.
Okay.
And that's the only deck where Veiler is like not the greatest against. But Veiler in general is like either just as good or better against every other deck in the game. And then the Shaddolls, 1 Beast, 1 Dragon, and 1 Hedgehog. Beast is for a draw, Dragon's for a pop, and Hedgehog lets you search one of these 2 and add them to your hand. And that's really relevant when you're trying to make defensive plays with either Shek or Grista. So a lot of people don't play this, but I think it's actually like really good.
Yeah, I was gonna say you usually see the dragon and the beast.
Just the dragon and the beast.
Yeah.
But there are like situations against like Sky Strikers, for example, going hard Shek and being able to add a beast or a dragon to your hand in order to use it.
Yeah.
Did I say hard Shek? I meant hard Grista. I'm sorry. I'm really
No,
mixed
you're good.
up.
It's all good.
Being able to, like,
Long
know
day.
Grista, like Grista's really good against Sky Striker. You force him to Widow Anchor it, otherwise they can't make a play.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's basically like Solemn Warning on legs. For spells, the 3 Fusion, obviously. The 3 Fossil Dig, Rhoda.
Yep.
I don't think I need to explain that.
No.
3 Lost World with 2 Terraforming.
Okay.
I was more afraid, actually, of playing against more Mystic Mine decks today. The only Mystic Mine I ever saw the entire day was actually Sky Striker, which the guy had 2 in his deck. That was really weird. You only see like 1 usually.
That's right.
But I thought this was still like a really good call, because it also turns every single dinosaur in your deck into a live monster. Because like even though it costs your battle phase, you still get your plays off. And generally speaking, when you you can break a board still in the main phase too. You don't always need Conductor, and then you can just like end on a Conductor, and it's still like really good. So being able to have that as an option, it also made like the babies a lot better. 2 Pill. 3 Pill for me always felt like it clogged. Especially since like we have the 3 Fusion and the Foolish Barrel, as well as like the Overraptor and everything else in the deck to dump the Overtex.
Yeah, so you'll almost always have a pill.
Like when you hard draw it, like it's perfectly fine. You only need to ever draw 1.
Right.
And if you don't draw it, you can just always search it. Like it's not a big deal at all. And then 1 of spells, Foolish and Monster Reborn. This is really good against against more grindy decks like Sky Striker, Subterra Stun, because you can just like revive Pankratops and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it makes the grinding game a lot easier for this deck. So that's the main deck. It's 41, I believe.
41? Okay.
41, yeah. I was debating on just playing 44 with 3 Twin Twister in the main deck. I was really close to doing that, but I didn't want to risk my chance with that.
Oh, sure. Did you regret that choice at all today?
No Twin Twister in the main actually worked pretty well. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep doing it, but for today at least it worked pretty well.
Okay.
Do you want the side or extra first?
Oh, whatever works for you, man.
Let's do extra.
Sure.
The 3 Fusion targets. So Wind is like the one everyone knows, but a lot of people are still slept on with as far as these two go. As far as the combos you make with them, this lets you send Miscellaneous, and you can bash it right there and make a 1-card Omega, and also add back the fusion, and that's really good sometimes. And this can send Giant Rex, and a lot of times having a free Giant Rex for something like a Piddle or Hard Summoning Conductor actually makes your plays a lot better than if you just went straight Window. So that's why a lot of the time, actually, like this is the exact reason why I wanted the Hedgehog, because there would be times where, like, straight Window was good, but going Sheck, dumping Hedgehog and Giant Rex was even better, because I had like the pill in hand already or something like that, and it just made a better board. So those are the fusions. For Synchros, Chanbara for OTK, Omega for the play I just said, and Trish. Just, it comes up sometimes. Like, Trish is Trish, you gotta play it. If your deck can play Trish, you probably should play it. Just makes sense. Rank 4s, Diamond Dire. This is a really retro one.
Wow. Yeah, we haven't seen this in a while.
Yeah, the reason for this, there's actually like a very good reason. There will be games, even though you play like a lot of hand traps, really good amount of hand traps, and then all the Shaddoll cards, there will be games where you don't draw a single non-dino and you have Pill. This is a card that can pop a card on the field and put itself in the graveyard as a non-dinosaur. So it fills a very specific niche, and it's one that actually does come up quite often.
Makes a lot of sense.
It's a bit outdated of a card. I think in some instances, like I probably would play Dweller over this if I was able to, because I couldn't find a Dweller until like after the regionals.
Oh no.
Yeah, but like Dweller only really came up against Sky Striker because I wanted to like keep Ray in the graveyard. That was really the only time I ever missed it.
Sure.
Other than that, like this actually was a lot better because I could just fill my grave with this, because like if you go Phoenix, you can do the same thing technically, but you don't put a non-dino in the graveyard. Like it doesn't provide you have to like link away with it again.
Yeah.
For the other rank 4s, Tornado.
Okay.
Really good against a lot of the matchups, like Sky Striker. Really good against Mystic Mine because you open a Dino like any level 4 and then Lost World, and you can just make this and pop the whole back row with it. It's really good. The 2 Evolzars and the Gustav, because you can overlay Conductor and Sheck and Aga with this, and sometimes it gets game. And then for Link Monsters, Pentastag. Some people know this. You just like summon Conductor to this, and now it does piercing to whatever it's attacking and defense. Sometimes that alone is just the OTK, so pretty good. 2 Nightmares, pretty obvious, and then Borreload. We don't play Borrelsword because Borrelsword doesn't actually do anything for this deck, because Conductor basically is like a Borrelsword on its own.
Sure.
So we only really care about monsters that Conductor can't out, and Borreload happens to out all the monsters that he can. So.
Do you feel like you missed the Cerberus, or if you want to?
No, Cerberus is never neat. Like, because Conductor is basically Cerberus. Like, there's nothing that these 3 right here could ever not out. Basically,
makes sense.
Combined with the rest of the extra deck, like Trishula and stuff. Tokens. I just have like a bunch of tokens for everything. And then side deck, all 3 of them. I was very happy with it all day. 3 Ghost Ogre. I was talking about this. Very good against. It's better against Sky Striker, but. It's also like better against some Drove decks. Like I played against True Draco round 8. That was really interesting. Being able to hit Diagram, pretty good. So glad I played it. 3 Book of Eclipse. I was also afraid of Thunder today. But this also actually came up against Pendulum because it was like the Dark Dragon Pendulum deck. Yeah. So they ended on a board of, I don't remember exactly what it was. It was like Vortex, something else like not a Link monster, and then the Heradic Link. And be able to like bait the gate right there with this was actually really good. But it's also good against Thunder because you can flip down Colossus and stuff like that.
Right.
So yeah. Like my general idea with this side deck was I wanted cards that did the most in most circumstances. I didn't want to side like one card for one specific matchup. And I feel like I was able to get away with that because Dinos on their own, like they can break so many different kinds of boards that you only really need to like, have general situations for like, play Twin Twisters for back row decks in general. You don't need like specific stuff like that. Speaking of Twin Twisters, probably I would say like at least top 3 card of the format. It's very good right now. 3 Called By. I played this against Orcus. Like being able to go first and just like set this, even though like they're forcing me to go first, it's fine because I can usually stop it right there by like banishing Symbol Skeleton or whatever its name is, the one that summons from deck. That's that type of stuff. And then generally stopping hand traps too, which this deck is kind of weak to, as everyone knows. And then the last card were 3 Reboot for just like more back row hype. Because the deck really does only struggle with like back row and Sky Strikers.
I can imagine this put in quite a bit of work for you today.
Definitely, yeah. It came in against. I actually sided this against Salmon Grade. It's just like see if it would work. because they roar, and then you just chain this and you OTK them. Because like roar is really the only card you care about against that deck.
Right.
Everything else you can play around, but roar is just like the one thing you have to like really be wary about. So being able to negate that right there, pretty good.
All right.
And that's the deck.
You have. Did you want to go over your matches or?
Sure. So I like wrote them in out actually.
Okay, sure.
Let's see. Round 1 was my only loss actually. It's probably why I only got 10 instead of top 8. Sad days, but it happens. It was against Prankins. Yeah, he opened Colossus Toad all 3 games, so that was pretty good. I was able to out it once, but the other 2 games I either bricked or had all search cards and like a paper top or something. So that was unfortunate. The rest of the games went pretty well though, except for round 4. Game 2 was against Stun, like border Stun. I 2-0'd that. Pankratops just won the entire thing, honestly. Like, being able to ban 3 Pankratops in your deck makes your deck like if you want to go second, that's the way you have to do it. It's so good. Game 3 was versus Salad and Grape. It was actually that same one where I talked about Red Reboot. I won that 2-0. It was like this deck actually eats Salad and Grape alive. It's not even funny. Conductor alone, like they can't play through Conductor. They're too normal sum dependent. Game 4 was against Sky Striker, and this is my tie for the day. I went 6-1-1. Game 1 was like 38 minutes long. It was ridiculous. I don't know how I did it, but I was able to grind out through all 6 Widow Anchor, getting all 3 of them banished, all the Eagle Boosters, and 2 Mystic Mine. And I somehow won.
Wild.
I have no idea how I was able to pull it off, but that happened. Game 2. I opened with Valor, and I was like, okay, if he goes Kaina, I can just Valor it. So that's how he's going to win. It's like 40 seconds left on the clock. He goes Kaina, I Valor, and he just chains the Eagle Booster, and I lose. So that was the tie. It was really unfortunate. Game 5 was against Orcus with the Assault mode cards, like Psy Reflector? I don't know what it is.
Okay.
That was a 2-1. Game 1 he just like comboed on me and I couldn't really do anything. Like my hand was kind of bad. Game 2, I made him go first all 3 games because you always have to do that with this deck. Game 2 and Game 3 both pretty much went the same way. Game 3 he bricked and didn't do too well. And then Game 2 he made a board, but I opened like Twin Twisters for all the back row. I had an Ash at some point. I don't remember what I used it on, but like it stopped him a little bit. And then it was like Pankratops, Pill, Shaddoll Fusion, something like that. So I was able to just run right through it. Game 6 was against Paleo, actually. That was really interesting. Same thing as the the stun guy I was talking about, 2-0. Back row generally is kind of like the biggest issue with this deck, but for some reason today, between 3 Reboot, 3 Twister, and 3 Pankratops, like back row isn't actually as big of a deal as I thought it'd be. I might even like cut out Reboot because it did come up, but I think there's probably a better card I could play, maybe Lancia or something like that. Game 7 was versus the Pendulum player I was talking about with the Guard Dragon cards. It was another 2-0, just like he comboed off both times, but I just had ways to break his board, and Conductor did the rest. So, and then Game 8 was against True Draco. I 2-1'd that. Game 1, I don't remember exactly how it went down, but Game 2 I bricked, and then Game 3 he bricked, and it was honestly kind of a bad game. Yeah,
Fair enough.
A win's a win. So.
Right on. Any shout-outs you want to give?
Shout out to, let's see. Shout out to my girlfriend Mira. I love you. Thank you for supporting me. Shout out to friends, family, especially all the boys in Merid. You know who you are. And that's pretty much it. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, congrats on your top here, and we'll see you at the next event.
Hopefully I will be there. Hopefully I get top 8 too.
Right on. Cheers.
Yeah. I'm not sure what I'll play though. Probably some version of Dino, but not the same version.
Right on.
We'll see.
Cool. All right.